Greetings to all my black brothers and sisters all around the world. It's really a joy and a pleasure to be out here this morning, out in nature, taking in the nice cool breeze and the beauty of the sunlight. And also while speaking to you, listening to the chirping of the birds. It's really a heavenly place to be. And that's why the heavenly place is within your mind, within your thinking. Hell and heaven is within man. It's all have to do with your positive thinking and your negative thinking. But one of the hardest things for man to do is to really face himself and see that he is the problem or he is the cause of what is taking place in his life. And that his thoughts is what is creating his reality. And that is the perceiver beholding the perception. Okay? And that all things exist in the human imagination, and that all things takes place in the mind of man. And so the scriptures has been taking place in the mind of man from ever since it's been written. It is speaking about the mind of man. It addresses the mind of man. Everything is psychological and must be interpreted psychologically. And there's no Christian around the world who can tell me otherwise. There's no Christian around the world who can tell me if they believe that all these characters in the Bible were actual people who existed 1,000 years ago. They cannot tell me of one thing they have done, whether good or evil, that wasn't for psychological or that wasn't for a thought. Now, with that being said, you know, this morning I feel so compelled because I know that when you read of Elijah in the Bible, it is a state of consciousness, a state of mind. Moses is a state of mind. All these characters you're reading about in the Bible, just states of mind, just states of consciousness that you, the individual, will come to. And I feel like Elijah this morning and Mount Carmel. And so with that being said, I want to address something that's been happening for a very long time. And it has always been a concern to me, even while I was a follower of William Branham and would have attended the Third Exodus Assembly in Trinidad and Tobago. And it had to do with a brother called Brother Melville, who I think is the second man to Brother Vin. Because he's a minister also, he's a pastor also in the Third Exodus Assembly. And I want to call this one the Brother Melville Special, or the Brother Melville compilation. And I really believe I have to do a compilation of him, where he's screaming at God and begging God, and he always screaming and begging God. And you see, because people do not understand and do not have discernment of the power of the psychological mind, they just cannot see that this is a man that is screaming for help. This is a man that knows that something is wrong and something is missing. But because of his position, he just have to, you know, like go along. But when I say to Brother Melville, there's hope, my brother. And I can still hear the Pentecostal prayer in you, because I believe you was a Pentecostal minister before you came into that message. But when I say to you, if you transcend the Pentecostal church assembly, where you assembly before, you can transcend the Third Exodus Assembly also and come into your true self, so that you wouldn't have to be begging like that, because it means you are going against Psalms 4:4, which say, come in with your own heart upon your bed and be still. And then you're going against Matthew 6, especially Matthew 6:6, that says that you must go into your closet, close the door, your secret place, the place of meditation. Prayer is desire and meditation. But because of the miseducation of the Negro, and because it is from since we were little children, they were brainwashing us, because they were contacting our subconscious mind, because they would have understand the scripture that says that if you train up a child in the way that that child will grow, that in the future they will not depart, that it was speaking of the subconscious mind. And you know, once you can repeat something over and over, that the subconscious mind will download it, because it is like the CPU of a computer. And so they use that on black people. And so because of that, with people having desire and having ambition, many end up as pastors and apostles and give themselves that name. And those are the Third Exodus Assembly is no different. And because of that, they never learn how to pray, and they've never been praying the right way. And for example, I would have experienced extraterrestrial visitation and contact, and Vin was speaking about that, never experienced it. And just as he finished speaking that to the young people, here was Brother Melville begging. And I have DVDs home of Third Exodus Assembly, and I'm gonna get a collection of Brother Melville, and he's begging and he's screaming. It reminds me of the Mount Carmel showdown. And this is the Mount Carmel showdown, because Mount Carmel is the vineyard of God, is the place of the mind, is the showdown of the mind. And they're calling their false God. And I'm bringing the elements together, because I understand how to use the elements. Because everything that was created upon the face of this earth had to come by the 5 elements. And I have to be the main element, operating the other 4. Water, earth, fire, and wind. Because I am a spirit having a human experience. And so, my brothers and sisters, followers of William Branham all around the world, and my brothers and sisters in Third Exodus Assembly, you have to learn to pray. So this is the challenge. You can choose to pray the way Brother Vin teach you, by having you look into a God outside of yourself. Or you can be silent, as Psalm 4:4 says, and Matthew 6:6, and many other scriptures. And see 2 Corinthians 13:5 in your life, where it says, examine yourself, prove yourself. Don't you know your own self? That Jesus Christ is in you? Jesus Christ is a personification of your own human imagination, the creator in man. That's why it says, without him there wasn't anything made that was made. Without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. That him is a personification of your inner majesty, H-I-M. His or her inner majesty, or your imperial majesty. It's not Selassie this time. Your imperial majesty, your royalty. That is the royal seed in every man. And that's why there's only one creator, and there's only one creative power, and it's the power of imagining. So, my brothers, my sisters in the Third Exodus Assembly, I feel really led to address you all this morning, because you can hide the chat when you're going live, but you can't hide when you come out on the internet, because you always preach against the very internet that you're on, not knowing it is the battlefield of the Armageddon. And I caught you all in the net and exposing you in the net. Because I say you can bend the wall but not off the wall. I'm using the net but the net not using me. Because you have been caught in the net of deception. And that's why Brother Melville have to be praying and begging and praying and begging, because he praying to an idol. The Jesus is calling on will never answer, because a white idol given to him. Because everything he would have known came after slavery. And so my people, go back, do some research of the Negro before slavery, and then you will understand how the white man used reverse psychology by interpreting the Bible to you as secular history. But I am saying to you, my brother, my sisters, it is all psychology. Love you all so much. Peace, love, respect. I want to ask of you who been receiving help or revelation from what I am saying, to please subscribe, like, dislike, doesn't matter, feel free to comment. And with that being said, I just want to give you the one eye. If your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. Matthew 6:22. So peace. I'm out. Eye in your face.